another episode of Why You Should Care. My name is Kaylin Weber and I'm your host for this evening. Today we'll be discussing why you should care about wealth disparity. Wealth disparity, also known as wealth inequality, refers to the unequal distribution of resources among citizens. We measure inequality by looking at someone's net worth, which refers to everything that the person owns. This includes cars, personal valuables, houses, etc. The United States exhibits wider disparities of wealth between rich and poor than any other developed nation. However, other countries also deal with this problem. Why should you care about this staggering statistic? Well, here's an interview straight from the Philippines of a man personally affected.
Who are you? Hi, I'm Jason and I'm from the Philippines.
How is your daily life?
Well, I wake up in the morning and I normally go and look for work. If I'm lucky, then I could get a job and I could get some money that day.
What is your average income per week?
If if I'm lucky, I could get a job a day, and pesos is like $6, I think. Well, they have a lot of money and they don't think about us.
What would you do if you were wealthy?
Well, that I'm probably not gonna be, but I guess I'd buy lots of food, and give it to the poor people.
Although Mr. Honda's story proved a good point on the struggle of wealth disparity, we have a specialist who disagrees that it's an urgent issue.
I have to disagree that wealth inequality is such a major problem, even in countries like the United States where it is prominent. I think that wealth inequality is a self-induced issue that has to do with America's capitalist economy. Capitalism, according to economicshelp.org, is unconcerned about equity and argues that inequality is necessary for innovation. This means that when effort is put in, fruit and rewards will come from it. This capitalist system leads to inequality because of the lack of diligence some have towards their careers or the search for a career. All this to say, our inequality is our own fault. We have been given equality of opportunity, and if those who are in poverty put in the effort, we can become a more average society devoid of two extremes. And in the end, with our welfare system and charities, why should we care if those at the top have a lot, as long as those at the bottom have enough?
Mr. Cow argued his side well, but we have another specialist waiting to convince you how deep the issue of wealth disparity actually runs.
I think a common misconception about the wealth inequality is that it's completely normal. And I think this generally stems from innocuous assumption.
I completely agree.
Capitalism is an incredibly efficient system, an aspect that even the detractors of the system wouldn't deny. The innovation and economic growth that often accompanies capitalism is unrivaled. However, this efficacy relies on the fact that one group will be inherently better off than the other. We're taught from a young age that if we work hard, we'll have bigger houses and nicer cars than our contemporaries. The problem arises then when people don't understand the scale of this disparity. According to the Department of Sociology at the University of Santa Cruz, the top 1% of all Americans now own around 40% of the United States' wealth. On the other side of the spectrum, the situations look even more dire. Less people are striving for the coveted American dream and are mainly concerned with just being able to live. That's not to say that the rich don't deserve their wealth. Obviously, most of them are probably more ambitious, diligent, and competent than the average worker. Of course, we still need to have incentive for people to work hard. No one is saying that we should just equalize the wealth across everyone, but it doesn't take a communist to see that something is clearly wrong here.
It's true.
Now, of course, there's a lot of vehement discussion on how to actually solve this problem. However, the first step to addressing this problem is actually convincing people that there is a problem.
Now that you've heard from all of our guests, it is apparent why wealth disparity is such a huge issue. It affects all citizens, whether they have a lot or little. So why should you hear about wealth disparity? Because tomorrow it could be you living on the streets. Because it impacts how societies and cultures are able to function in unison. The wealth gap causes friction and unrest between classes. Although the country we live in does not have too much to worry about, other countries do. Varying families spend their days in cycles of poverty, hunger, and with the lack of basic necessities and comforts. The top % of wealth many times do not concern themselves with the issue in order to live a life of privilege and comfort. However, families all over struggle to even put dinner on the table each night. Think if you were personally affected by wealth disparity, and it might bring to clarity why you should care about the issue.